What's going on, everybody? Welcome to, we're going to talk about this. This is actually Bad versus Evil tonight. Um, and as always, on Bad versus Evil, I'm joined by Road Rants on Star Wars.
I'm back. Rose Rants on John Matrixx channel. Bad versus evil. New night, new time.
Yes, me and Rhodes, we made the decision to move Bad versus Evil to Wednesday nights. Lots of reasons for that. It seems like we actually get more of an audience on Wednesdays. Fridays are very, very hard to live stream for some reason. And I know
Well,
he's kind of busy rushing and people are out
well,
doing things.
and I got a theory. I mean, Fridays is also the worst television night ratings wise.
Yeah.
People just go out and do stuff.
Yeah. And new movies
So
usually come out too.
right.
Yeah. Speaking of, Us is coming out. I think I'm going to go see it tomorrow night, probably, and do a review on it on Friday. That's what I think I'm going to do.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well,
Yep. So,
are you going to do a spoiler-free review so I can actually watch
yeah,
it?
I don't like doing spoiler reviews, especially being a smaller channel.
Right.
I don't do spoiler reviews. And, if I had like 50,000 subs, yeah, I would have a non-spoiler review and then a spoiler review.
And then a breakdown of the movie shot by shot.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
really,
I started to do I started to do a breakdown video for the Avengers trailer, and I was like, "Meh, forget it."
yeah, Chris Stuckman he did a review on us already. I listened to his. He said he really, really liked it. He gave it I think he said a 9.5 out of 10.
Wow.
And yeah, he said it wasn't as good um as Get Out, but he said this movie is a true horror movie. It's not like Us.
Like a
So
not
it's
like a
like a
psychological thriller type deal.
no. This is like a old school horror movie. He said.
Good. We need more of those, I think, personally.
Yeah. So this maybe actually be a throwback. I wasn't expecting it to be really like a horror movie. I
Right.
thought maybe it'd be closer to a slasher movie if it was going to actually get into being a horror movie. But see, we got 8 people watching, 9 thumbs up. Let's get up to 15 thumbs up if we can. Chubby Teddy Monster Productions. He was here before the live stream. Said, "Dude, John, your Brie Larson is ugly from China video was crazy good. I laughed so hard." Yeah,
Oh, that's
and
that's that's wild.
yeah. And today I put up a Star Wars video, and like nobody watched it. It's like it's 77 views, which is
Yeah,
really low
yeah,
for my channel. I don't know
yes. Star Wars
what
is
happened.
slow for me right now, real bad.
I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
So
All my best videos are Captain Marvel videos, you know.
yeah,
And personally, I mean, I'm sort of like tired of the subject. I'm like, I didn't see the movie. I'm just sort of like, I can't wait. I'm ready for Celebration to be here. So we're like,
yeah, we could talk Star
Star
Wars again.
Wars week. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but Captain Marvel, that's stuff every single day.
Yeah. There's something new every day.
Every day. So
I was so thankful I had 2 trailers to react to today. I was like, yeah.
yeah, I saw the Stranger Things trailer. I didn't get to see your
Season
video
3.
yet.
Yep, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood from Quentin Tarantino.
Oh,
Yeah, so I did a reaction to that
hmm.
because I'm a big Tarantino guy.
Yeah.
Lily Patton in the chat
Says, "Hi, John Matrixx. I just smashed the like button. Thank you so much. Everybody join force now. So we got it up to 10. Let's get to 15. And when we get to 15, I'm going to ask for more lights,
Oh yeah,
and let's get people dropping some stuff in the chat too, because we're going to be reading stuff from the chat. But as always, super chats take priority, of course. But we have some Star Wars talk to talk about. We got a little bit of Star Wars news. That's the first like real Star Wars news in a while. Star Wars has been really, really slow lately. I don't know why. And there's nothing on episode 9. Probably because we all know the trailer's coming out next month. It's Celebration. But
Nothing of substance. I
Yeah,
mean,
nothing of substance whatsoever. I'm pretty sure Mike Zero is having to dig deeper in the future to find out stuff. But David Benioff and DB
can you
Weiss,
actually hear those dogs? Can you actually hear those dogs on my mic? Just wondering.
a little bit, I hear him. That's the condenser mic you got, so it's going to pick up everything. So it's not that bad. But we do have some Star Wars news, guys. David Benioff and DB Weiss, the Game of Thrones guys. We all know that they were all for the Star Wars trilogy. And the rumor is that they are going to make an Old Republic movie. And I think any hardcore Star Wars fan has been waiting for this for so long. Because under George Lucas, we only got snippets of the Old Republic. Obi-Wan Kenobi
Right.
told Luke in A New Hope, I was once a Jedi Knight, same as your father, blah, 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 blah. The Jedi were guardians of peace in the Old Republic. That's what he said. First time we heard it. And
Right.
we never really got anything into the Old Republic. I guess the prequels kind of gave you the Old Republic in a way, but that was like near the end of the Republic. So I think we're going to go into some in-depth, hardcore fighting Star Wars style that we have not gotten in the sequel trilogy. I'm praying that we go to Darth Bane and get the Rule of Two. There's people asking for Revan. This could be some really, really good stuff, Rhodes. What do you think?
Yeah, I saw where they're the timeline on it. I guess they're talking several hundred years prior to A New Hope,
I think that was probably a mistake.
which I don't know. I wonder if they're going to try to sort of condense it where somehow they can get Bane and Yoda in there together. There's about 200 years or 100 years that separates that.
From
Yoda being born and Darth Bane he's 1,000 years back and Yoda is 900 years old.
Yeah, I don't know exactly where that is in canon. I'm not really sure.
Uh,
That's an interesting
the old,
question.
that I know the Darth Bane period is like supposed to be, I think, 1,000 years prior to um, the Battle of Yavin 4
Yeah.
in A New Hope. There's a good video out there that I just watched like 2 weeks ago that goes over the entire timeline of Star Wars, like from just thousands of years prior to Yavin 4 to you know
Yeah.
all the way through like Scott, Luke and Luke's kids and grandkids, and it's pretty wild
Yeah.
from all the stuff that's not canon now.
Yeah.
So
Well, Darth Bane is canon. I think Revan is canon. If not, they're gonna most likely make him canon. But Bane is definitely canon because he showed up in the Clone Wars. Yoda visited his ghost on what's the Sith home world called? Morban or
yeah,
is it Korriban? I
no,
think
it's Morbon or something like
yeah,
that. Yeah,
yeah. So he's definitely canon. And I was thinking that they should actually make Darth Bane the star of the trilogy. So that means we'll actually get to see the Sith Wars and we'll see the birth of the Ruler 2. I think that would be so interesting to see. And Lily Patton said it's Korriban. So thank you for that.
Lily
But
Patton, her Old Republic, evidently.
yeah.
Good job.
Oh, Old Republic story that has Darth Revan is at least 5,000 years before episode 1. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with all the stories, but you know what they're going to do. They're going to let these guys kind of recreate their own canon in a way, timeline wise, because I don't think Revan is canon anymore yet. They may end up taking on some of these new old Sith lords, Darth
I don't.
Malgus.
Yeah, I don't think he is either. Actually.
Yeah. I don't really want to see these new Sith Lords that Disney came up with. I want to see the good old Sith Lords, you know, Darth Bane, Darth Revan. That's the stuff I think people really want to see. Nobody cares about Darth Malgus and all these other Sith Lords, Darth Atreus, stuff that Disney came up with, you know?
Right.
So I think they should really honor the past, but still create something fresh and new. And that's
Here's some Star Wars news right here.
what's that?
This is from Jason Ward. Battlefront 3 is still a definite possibility. However, it will not have, as of right now, any Episode 9 content.
No, I haven't played any of the Battlefront fronts, but I've heard that Battlefront 2 sucked. From what I heard here.
Battlefront 2, I don't know. I mean, I know we've got several people in our community that play it a lot. Tommy Juice
Yeah.
plays it all the time and streams it. Rob does.
Yeah. I don't think Jeremy likes it.
I've heard the story's pretty good, but I don't know about anything else, you know, regarding the game. I don't have it. I've got the first one, and it sucks. It sucks, which was so disappointing because I loved both of the originals.
Yeah.
I played them to death. I mean, just continuously all the time. Oh, good grief.
What?
Ewoks TV series in development.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm reading that right.
I mean, I don't mind that. I mean, that'll be something nice for kids, you know? They do it right, but they already got the Ewok movies, which I liked when I was a kid. So,
yeah, I remember that. Wasn't it Wilford Brimley in them?
yeah, I think he was. Yeah, it was the Ewok Adventure, and there was 2 of them. I know. Man, I can't even remember it because I don't think I've seen it since I was a little kid. So I could be. I just don't remember.
Right. What else is going on today? Any other news?
Mara Jade.
I really don't trust Disney / Lucasfilm with the Old Republic.
Yeah, I do have my concerns.
Yeah, I know that's a concern of a lot of people
because Kathleen Kennedy is still there. But if she has zero involvement, this could be a good thing. If she has zero involvement, but
well, Benioff and Weiss are sort of, you know, I think they tend to give me some hope, you know.
Yeah, I have complete faith in them, just because of Game of Thrones.
Right.
But Kathleen Kennedy is still there. I don't know what kind of power she has. I really don't know. I mean, hopefully she has no power because she shouldn't be involved in this in any capacity at all.
Well, I've heard the structure is kind of like everybody's sort of over their own products or projects, you know, creatively. In other words, Favreau's got The Mandalorian and JJ's got Episode 9 now, and I don't know what the hell Kathleen Kennedy's got. Maybe that Darth Vader VR game or something like that. I know she commented on that, but I mean, really and truly, other than lending money as an executive producer, I don't know what her role is now. Really, I mean, she's technically still got the title, but
yeah, but she hasn't done anything since she resigned.
Yeah. I mean,
nothing.
Projects are being talked about and everything, and she's making zero comments on anything.
Yeah, she had that one incorrect comment about Todd Fisher about Princess Leia being in Episode 9, and she was wrong. I mean, just think how crazy that is. The president of Lucasfilm is wrong about what's happening in a movie.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, I've got no faith in her. I don't think Bob Iger has any real faith in her. I mean, the rug got pulled out from underneath her when he tried to replace her. I
Yeah.
mean, you know, he gave her a new contract, but I still tend to lean towards the fact that episode 9 is going to drop and it's going to have probably a pretty good first and second weekend. And then you're going to see some kind of announcement made about her retirement. That's my guess. Um,
Okay.
I just because well, that was sort of the rumor, and of course, part of that rumor was the whole Oscar thing, right?
Yeah.
Kind of part of a send off package, her sort of crowd wave swan song type deal, and yeah, because I had heard that she had got her extension, and then there might not be another movie even under her 3-year window, you know.
Yeah.
And now we've get this and this major rumor as of right now, but I don't know. This was I read this story a couple of times yesterday before I made my video. This seems pretty. Uh, the guy was talking at in the 95% range of being accurate.
Yeah.
So, when rumors are laid out like that, and the guy said he was able to confirm the rumor is coming from a Lucasfilm employee. So,
Okay.
that's pretty strong.
Yeah. So it looks like let's see in the chat here. Lily Patton, just get off top for a second. Says she has a channel, but she doesn't have any content yet. Because she doesn't have money for the equipment yet. I'll tell you this here. Let me give you a piece of advice on equipment. All you really need is you have your cell phone. You can record it with your cell phone. I'm pretty sure you have an iPhone or Android or something like that. And what I would recommend is getting like a Audio Technica ATR. I think it's 2100. I think it's like $50 or $60 on Amazon. It's a USB and it's XLR. So either way you want to go. But if you want to, keep it inexpensive, just go with the USB and use Audacity. Download Audacity. That's free, and you can record your audio that way. So, just some
And
advice.
it's and Audacity's easy to use. It's
Yeah,
super easy.
it is easy. But if you
And
wanted to spend a little money, you can get Reaper. Reaper is $60 for the lifetime of it,
is that
and
what
it's
you
better
use
stuff.
now?
No, I use Adobe Audition.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I use the
Uh,
Creative
let me
Cloud.
let me piggyback off that though. If you've got a cell phone that's got a pretty good camera, there are a ton of channels that just start making content off their phones.
Yeah,
Uh,
Rob uses his phone, I think.
well, I've heard Jeremy say, "Don't worry about your equipment. If you got a phone, turn it on and start talking."
Yeah,
I've heard Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers say that
yeah,
quite a few times.
yeah. If you look
And
at Jeremy
you
uses a cheap webcam. He uses a Blue Snowball, which is like $50,
right.
and that's pretty much it. I mean, I get
and
kind of outrageous with all this fancy equipment, but that's just me. But
and
Jeremy uses cheap stuff.
he's doing just fine.
Yeah, he has the same
You know what I
webcam
mean?
I have, but I haven't used my webcam since I got my Canon camera.
Um,
I just love this Canon camera. It's so good.
yeah, just like I said, just pull it out and start shooting. I mean, get on there and start talking about whatever's on your mind.
Yep.
And, come in these chats and let people know you've got a channel.
Yep.
And we're good on trying to give people shout outs and letting people join live streams once they've kind of got their feet wet a little bit. And I mean, my weekly show literally just started yesterday.
Yep. And it was
And
fun. We had a lot of fun.
yeah, we had a good time. We had a good time. That's Tuesday Night Live. Yeah, with Rhodes and the dog.
Yeah, 6 p.m., right?
Yeah, Yeah, now that we got the bugs worked out, yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Okay, we got 10 people watching, 10 thumbs up. If you're just joining in, make sure you hit the like button for us to help us out. But to get back to Star Wars now, the rumor is they're gonna Rhodes.
Whoa. Was that you or me?
No, that was you.
That was?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that was kind of a buzz in my ear right there. But to get back to Star Wars, the rumor is they're gonna start shooting this film, the first episode or the first film in this fall. So I was thinking, are we going to get a fall a Christmas 2020 Star Wars movie from Benioff and Weiss? I mean, is that kind of fast? You know, less than a year? Well, a little over a year.
No, if it shoots this fall, they can get that movie ready for release
Yeah,
the following December for sure. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
because episode 9, they started filming, I think, in what, June? So they got like a full year and a half. I mean, this won't even be a full year and a half to be
Yeah, but
filmed.
this will be the same kind of timeline that they used for like Rogue One.
Yeah,
Okay,
but also I'm pretty sure
where they
they've been working on that script and everything for a while.
well, yeah. In fact, the article said the script is essentially finalized,
Oh, that's good.
and the art department already has the designs. They've been working on the design so they can get into the production phase where they start building sets and all that sort of thing.
Okay.
And the one thing we haven't mentioned is this means Ryan Johnson does not have his is not the next film, you know,
No.
which is promising, I think, you know, because the further and further that gets pushed back, I think I think Lucasfilm is hoping Ryan will bow out.
That's what I'm thinking now because they won't come out and flat out say his trilogy isn't happening. It just seems like as time goes by, we just kind of forget about him, and then I guess somebody comes up with a rumor about oh his trilogy is canceled or it's gonna start, and then that kind of gets debunked and he kind of fades away again.
Right.
So maybe that'll just happen. He'll just kind of fade away into oblivion.
That's what we hope anyway.
Yeah.
Kim B62. I was hoping he theory that Iger was holding up things after episode 9 to basically reset Star Wars so we could get someone in to replace Kennedy. Well, his Iger's real problem is he couldn't find anybody that wanted the
Yeah.
job.
He offered the job to JJ. JJ turned it down. Nobody
Yeah,
wanted the job
turned it
because it's a house divided over there at
right,
Lucasfilm.
right.
So
Well, I think Carrie Hart being gone speaks
yeah.
volumes. You know, I mean that getting her out, especially after reading about her involvement, particularly with the Last Jedi, um, I think that's a big step. That is a big step. Um, Evidently, her and Ryan Johnson, like he wrote that movie setting in a room with that story group there, including Carrie Hart. So as he's writing, they're giving their little tidbits over to Ryan Johnson. So now you've got her out, right? So I don't know. I think that's a big step in the right direction anyway.
Yeah, because I'm assuming that the only person that offered Ryan Johnson a trilogy was Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah, I
Because
agree.
Bob Iger, up to that point, he was letting her run the show over there, you know.
Well,
And
and even if, you know, let's say Kathleen Kennedy didn't have a lot of contact, with Ryan Johnson. If Carrie Hart did, Carrie Hart and Kathleen Kennedy are like, you know, connected at the hip.
Yeah.
So she could have been running back to Kathleen Kennedy going, this guy's amazing. His story is just amazing. It's going to blow your mind, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, when that story came out about JJ being offered the job, one of the takeaways from that story also was the fact that Bob Iger hated The Last Jedi. He hated it. He didn't like it. So,
But he couldn't come out and say that he really hated it.
right. He couldn't say that, but that come out of that entire conversation. This was back when Grace Randolph broke that story, and then man, Grace did a ton of legwork on that thing, and I don't know. Did you see where the Warner Brothers president stepped down?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, the guy that that was there while the DCEU, all of this has been going on all this time. He's been kind of like their Bob Iger, and yeah, he had to step down. Got caught with his pants down, literally.
Oh, okay. So it was like that.
Yeah, he was having an affair with an actress, and it came out that he was getting her auditions that she would have no way in hell been able to have even got. They said she wouldn't even have gotten in the room for these auditions if it wasn't for this affair. Yeah, this story was big on Hollywood Reporter or something about 2 or 3 days ago, and Grace did a video breaking it down. And you could tell Grace knows this guy because she was really kind of supporting the dude. In fact, she said she was thinking that there is a chance he would end up getting hired back at some point if he doesn't. And it's kind of odd because there was she didn't say it, but I was reading a couple of articles and somebody mentioned his name for Lucasfilm. And I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Huh.
So which would be Kathleen Kennedy's job. So
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting. But the DCU struggled, but now he's getting credit for sort of getting it turned around with Wonder Woman and Aquaman, and now we got this rumor that there's possibly a new Justice League coming.
Yeah, with Ben Affleck.
Hey, if they can get the story right, I'm fine with Ben staying as Batman.
Yeah, that's no problems with the actors. But
Yeah.
I think the guy that played Cyborg, I think he said he wasn't coming back.
Well, Cyborg is part of a series on the Disney streaming service now.
Okay.
So I think that kind of weeded him out. And then, of course, I don't like Ezra Miller as the Flash, but then again, I really like the Flash that's on TV.
Yeah.
So I've already got somebody that's played that character really well for 4 years before they gave me this new incarnation. And the guy wasn't terrible. It's just I'm like, I've seen it done better for the last 4 seasons.
Right.
So, it kind of makes it tougher to watch. Hey,
Yeah.
Mr. Pete, what's up? He needs
Mr. Pete.
700 subs now.
What's going on, Mr. Pete? Haven't seen him here in a while. Haven't seen you here in a while, Mr. Pete.
And for clarification, there's a bunch of folks streaming right now.
There is. I haven't looked.
Yeah, I was in on a chat just a second ago. What's up, Sena Dave? With Mary Vidalis and Drunk 3PO and Flipped Out and Rookie Critic and a bunch.
Oh God, that's like
our 25, 30 people in that stream.
Yeah, that's like some of our people that come in to watch us.
Yeah,
that Star Wars girl is live right now.
Yeah,
she has 300 people watching.
Good grief, her channel's blown up.
Yeah, she's really exploded.
Yeah.
I don't know what really did it, but I know it's the Captain Marvel effect. The Captain Marvel thing has helped everybody. It's helped my channel get over 1,000 subs. I think I've probably gotten 300, at least 300 subs. No, probably 400 subs from Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
So it's crazy.
I would say right offhand, even as small as my channel is, it's helped me get 50 subs. You know?
That's good.
Yeah. So
so
I'm
let's
kind of, like I said, I'm sort of tired of the Captain Marvel narrative, but there's still something that's brewing every day.
every
New
day there's
involved.
something, there's the putting little boys in skirts, and then you have the Chinese don't like Captain Marvel because she's not that attractive. And that movie dropped 71% from week 1 to week 2 in China.
Oh, it did.
Yes, it made 127 million total. It made 90 million the first week, so it made like 33 million second week over there. Man, it's good. They actually may end up pulling that movie in a couple of weeks, probably, with that kind of drop off. Remember, they dropped Solo really fast. I think Solo was in China for what, like a couple of weeks. I think that was it.
Yeah,
So,
and then it was out.
yep. Mr. P said he has to leave. So thank you, Mr. P, for dropping by. See you, sir.
Mr. Pete left us a like, I'm sure.
Yeah, we're 13 likes. Let's get to 15.
13 watching now. We just jumped.
Yeah. We've been at 13, kind of holding that for a little bit. So, yeah, it's good.
And there was also the news about Kevin Feige talking about Captain Marvel, leading the MCU.
Oh yeah, that too, which is man. I go to Screen Rant. The first thing I see is Captain Marvel. It says Captain Marvel may have already teased a proper Avengers team replacement. That's the main story there on there. And they have, of
On
course,
Screen Rant?
on Screen Rant. Here's some interesting news. Bill and Ted gets an official summer 2020 release. Excellent.
Wow. Yep, Alex Winter and Keanu Reeves are coming
Yeah.
back for it.
Yeah, I can't believe this is gonna happen, man. I'm a big fan of Bill and Ted. I mean, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, man. I grew up watching that. Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. Well, it wasn't as good as the first one, but
no, but it's kind of developed a cult following over the years.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just too bad that that we won't have Rufus in this movie.
Right.
I don't think they should try to recreate him either, So I wonder what's the story. I don't know if there's a story on this or not.
I haven't read anything about it at all, really. I just knew it was happening, but that was about the what I got out of it,
Yeah. Oh, there's actually a musical announcement. They have Alice Winter and Keanu Reeves has a gray beard. I never knew he can grow gray hair.
Right.
Okay.
They must have him dyed up for John Wick,
Oh, okay. Here we go. We got a synopsis though for it. I'm gonna read it to you. According to the film synopsis, Bill and Ted Face the Music will pick up with Bill and Ted as middle-aged men who have yet to fulfill their destiny, creating a song that will give rise to a utopia hundreds of years in the future. Needless to say, the concept of the Wild Stallions as 40 or 50-something slackers is inherently funny on its own, and part of the reason why fans have never given up on hoping that the movie will become a reality. The threequels creatives have always affirmed their desire to do right by Bill and Ted's characters too, and spent literally years writing and refining the script on spec. So hopefully the final result will prove to be worth all the effort they've been pouring into making it happen. Now that's interesting. Never created that one song. I remember at the end of Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, they actually learned how to play music.
Right.
So
Right.
because they went into the future and spent like 6 months of intensive training and stuff like that. So interesting.
Princess Elsa asked, "Why did Disney not ask J.J. Abrams to direct the whole trilogy?" Because Kathleen Kennedy's an idiot.
Well, I don't have a problem
he
with
didn't,
him.
but he didn't want to do it either.
No, he didn't want to do the first one really.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, plus no one man should be directing an entire Star Wars trilogy. I mean, George Lucas, he's the only one that actually directed the prequels, but he even wanted Ron Howard to direct the Phantom Menace. So it
Well,
wasn't.
I think the real key there is they should have had one person writing the entire sequel trilogy.
Well, they did. They had George Lucas, but
Well, I know
they threw him out.
and they threw him out. But I mean, that's really, God, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I guess it's possible Ryan Johnson could have directed, episode 8 and probably done okay if he would have had somebody else write the story, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
You know what? I'm just curious now. Was Ryan Johnson ever in consideration for episode 9? Because
no,
all of his ideas aligned with Kathleen Kennedy, and when Colin Trevorrow wanted Luke alive, she fired him. And I would have thought that the first person to come to mind would have been Ryan Johnson.
well, that is odd though. I wonder if she had it in the back of her mind that she would get Ryan Johnson to direct it,
And she was
and then the
overruled.
backlash hit.
Yes.
The and it was like, can't do that, you know. And evidently, I mean, she still didn't call JJ back. I think Bob Iger did that, and JJ only agreed to come back because he was like, "Well, I can take what's left and try to make a sequel to The Force Awakens," you know,
Yeah.
because
What Rose Chico?
yeah, yeah, and like I said, Christian Harloff said he knows for a absolute fact that JJ's been playing the politician role every time he's asked about Ryan Johnson. But he said he also knows for a fact, Harloff and Filoni are
Oh, I didn't
tight.
know that.
Yeah, oh yeah, they're tight. And he's been interviewing Filoni for like 8 or 10 years, a decade. And I got the notion that Harloff was like, JJ's not happy. He came back to do his sequel to his movie. Um, so he's gonna like, but again, how do you skip over a film that happened and then try to make another movie from the film before it? I guess
Right.
we're about to find out, but I mean, can you imagine what episode 8 could have been, Um, it could have been, the Knights of Ren
Episode
and
8 should have had the Knights of Ren in it.
well, listen, there was a story out there that there was supposed to be the third act of that movie, or the battle was supposed to have been Kylo and the Knights of Ren raiding the island, and Luke and Rey have to fight them.
Yeah, I heard something about that, but that was supposed to happen like at the beginning of episode 8, right? I heard a
I
rumor
had
about
heard it was
that.
going to be at the end, but somewhere in the movie, I mean, imagine how epic that would have been,
I just can't
And then
believe
they,
I just can't believe Luke never got off that island.
God, it crawls all over me. Um, in my first original review, my rant, I did on my cell phone. Getting back to Lily Patton and her question, um, I just I told the camera, you know, I was like, I cannot believe they didn't let Luke off of that damn island.
I
I
know.
was so pissed off about that. It crawled all over me that he would not, um, that they did not let him physically get off that island. It just drove me nuts.
Yeah.
It
He should
drove
have
me
been
nuts.
there in the flesh fighting Kylo Ren. But,
Absolutely.
but he was safe and sound right there on the island. You know, I guess he was just too exhausted, so he just said, the hell with it. I'm just gonna become one with the force.
When did you realize when watching that scene that wasn't him?
Actually, I didn't realize it until he disappeared. Well, till like he put the lightsaber through him and it didn't work. I was like, hold on, that's
Oh,
something I haven't seen. I never heard of the force projection either.
oh, okay.
I
I
guess I should have
knew
known because he looked so much younger. Guess I
I
should have known it
knew
first.
when all the lasers shot at him and nothing happened.
See, I was just thinking that, hey, this guy's really strong with the force. That's what I was thinking right there.
You know, well, at first I was like, "Oh my god, look how the Grandmaster Jedi Knight, blah blah
Yeah.
blah," and then I thought, "No, he's not there."
And you know what? And then at that, is I hated it when he just kind of like wiped his hand over his shoulder. I was like, man,
Right.
that just seems so un-Luke like.
Dusted his shoulder
Yeah.
off.
Yeah. I was like, that doesn't feel like Luke right there. And then at
Oh
that, why didn't he have his green lightsaber too?
yeah, yeah, and that was the other big tip off. You know, all of a sudden he's got the blue lightsaber, and I'm like, "Wait a minute, that I don't think that's possible. It just
I
wasn't
guess
true."
I should have known right there because Ray still had that. No, that lightsaber had broken half already.
That's right. That's right.
I guess I should
On
have
the
known right
ship.
there.
Yep.
I guess so. I
You're
guess Ryan Johnson could have did a little bit better job of trying to fool the audience by having a green lightsaber, but I guess I still didn't catch on to it. And then it was kind of
oh,
a downer to know he wasn't really there.
they threw out Lucas, then Arndt. Yeah, that's right. Michael Arndt wrote afterwards because Arndt still followed Lucas too closely. Kennedy turned to Abrams and her old friend Kasdan. Yeah, but let's be clear. George Lucas was real tight with Lawrence Kasdan too.
Yeah,
Very tight with him. Yeah.
yeah,
I've seen interviews, old interviews, where he's like Lawrence Kasdan is um, one of his. I'm going to tell you the other person they missed was, and I think I've always said even Lucas missed him in the prequels, and that was Gary Kurtz because he had such an influence on Lucas for
yeah,
um, A New Hope and for The Empire Strikes Back. Now Gary Kurtz, you know, he wanted Luke to turn to the dark side at the end of Return of the Jedi.
yeah. I think initially that was actually in consideration, and
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think Lucas actually wrote it after he destroyed the Sith. I think he took Darth Vader's helmet and he said something like, "Now I am." What did he
yeah,
say? He
yeah.
said something.
He says, Now I am Darth
Yeah,
Vader."
that's what he said. Yeah, yeah.
And
I'm Darth Vader.
well, that gets even bleaker. He then takes his lightsaber, and Gary Kurtz had him murdering everybody during that Ewok scene at the end when they're celebrating.
Yeah,
Yeah, killing Han, Chewie, Leia, all of them.
yeah. But the thing is, though,
And that's where and that's the reason that Lucas and Kurtz had a falling out because they couldn't come to an agreement on that.
yeah, and I'm glad that they didn't put that in there because
Oh, me too. Yeah.
it wouldn't make any sense. So Luke just kills his father. Now all of a sudden he just wants to kill everybody else. What's his real motivation then? You know,
Right.
it's not like Anakin. Anakin had a reason in the prequels why he was doing what he was doing. He was trying to save his wife. He was going to do whatever it takes. Now, if Luke did that, he had already defeated the Sith. The Emperor's dead. Vader's dead. What's the point of him going to the dark side and just killing everybody?
Right.
Doesn't
Right.
make any sense.
Right.
So,
Mary Jade is not happy with them unceremoniously killing off Han. That doesn't bother me at all because Harrison wanted to die.
yeah, but we know you're a Harrison fan, so
Well, I mean, there again lies my issue with Ryan Johnson and Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill should be allowed to dictate, in my opinion, how that character is going to meet his demise. He's been involved in that character for 40 something years.
true.
Let him have a say with how his character is going to go. You know, in
Right.
other words, he should still be around. Well, Harrison got that. Okay, so I'm all right with that. Uh, the moment that Harrison gives his blessing on that, plus Harrison and Lawrence Kasdan are real tight too.
Yeah.
So once Harrison agreed to that, and he has said he loved Han's arc in The Force Awakens, I'm fine with that. If Harrison thinks that's fine for that character, that's all I need to hear. We now know, famously, Mark Hamill's not fine with how
Oh
it's went
no.
with Luke,
I
and
mean,
rightfully so. You know,
I'm pretty sure Luke was the star of George Lucas's sequel trilogy because he didn't have him killed off until the last episode 9 of George Lucas's.
right at
So
the end. Yeah,
yeah, and I'm pretty sure that also that Mark Hamill actually knew pretty much the story of what George Lucas, because you know him and George are pretty tight. Uh, so I'm pretty sure that George had told him, you know, his character arc for his version of the sequel trilogy, and now Mark is just sitting on the sideline, like, okay, all right, I'm waiting. What am I gonna do? Okay, I don't have any lines here. Okay,
right.
next movie. All right. What's this? Milking a space alien. The Jedi must end. Luke tried to murder his nephew. He thought about it. Uh, then he dies at the end. Oh, okay. Episode 9. Uh, cameo. I didn't sign up for this.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, I did a video on that, and I had read that article, and it didn't even dawn on me what he was saying. I got one movie. So I had to go back and make another video because I was like, he's literally telling us he basically only got one movie.
He wasn't lying.
Yeah. So I'm like, now all of a sudden for episode 9, I'm like, ugh. You know,
Yeah.
I thought for sure they were gonna have Luke heavy in that movie. Initially. I thought he's at least going to have like
Talking about
45 minutes
talking about in Force
45 minutes
Awakens,
of involvement. Yeah, no, in
Last Jedi.
episode 9.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's not
You
gonna
know,
happen.
unless Mark is throwing us off, and Mark could be, but I don't think so. I don't think he is. I think he's going to end up being in this movie
Hold
for
on, I'll
like
be right back.
8 minutes. All right. And let's see. Do you think episode 9 will be the last movie with Ray and Finn, or will they make more movies with them? I do not think we will necessarily see Ray again. I do think, depending on who lives, you may see a spin-off movie with Finn or Poe or some of those characters like that. That has been sort of a
Uh,
rumor.
Definitely not a Ray spinoff. I think this is actually, tell you the truth, I think this is the last movie we're going to see a Ray. As
Dude,
much as, you
could we be
know,
that lucky? I mean, how are we going to feel if she are we going to feel like she died a martyr if she ends up dying, or are we going to be happy about that?
I'm just going to be happy if she's killed off.
Yeah, I
I
kind of
hate
agree.
that character. And I think they're going to have her go off as a hero maybe she's the one that's gonna save the galaxy. It could be like a reverse Vader type of thing. You know, instead of Vader,
Right.
Vader went from evil to good, destroyed the Sith. They're gonna make her go out. Something's telling me it's gonna be some type of a Romeo Juliet ending for Kylo Ren and Rey. Something's just telling me that. Unless,
I
they
had
went a different angle, and they made uh Kylo Ren turn to the light and Rey turns to the dark side. That'll completely
I had
twist everything.
right. I'd love to see that. I'd love to see Ray go to the dark side and then
I'll be cool
Kylo
with that. And then Kylo
pulls
has to
a
take her
snipe
out and he
on her
takes
and
her
then
out.
strikes her down. Yeah.
Yep. He takes her out.
Yeah. I
I'll
would
be
love
happy with that.
and I've said to make it even more powerful because Finn and Ray were so tight in The Force Awakens, have Ray strike Finn down with a lightsaber as she's turning. Like something where they zoom in on the camera and all of a sudden her eyes look like Anakin's
Yeah.
and she's like looking in the opposite direction with like Finn right next to her, and then she turns, ignites the saber, and strikes him down. And that would be a dark side turn. I'd be like,
Yeah.
yeah, that would have impact.
I tell you this
Um,
though, man. One thing that cannot happen. If she dies, she cannot turn into a force ghost. It takes a lot of training to turn into a force ghost. And she hasn't. That's something that JJ cannot get around. He cannot make her a force ghost if she dies.
I
Don't you?
tend to agree. I tend to agree with that, but they're going to do it. So
I think that'll be the way she goes out, man. If she dies, and then I'm gonna be like, no, there's no way that can happen. No, it's different with Anakin. Anakin was the chosen one. He was the chosen one with the Force, so that's different.
right.
But they may go some chosen one route with her in this movie. There's going to be some big revelation with her, no doubt about that. There's going to be some kind of revelation with Rey.
Mary Jade says Ray is a Disney princess. She's not going to turn. I had heard a rumor that um, Disney bought Lucasfilm primarily to get their hands on Princess Leia, just to be able to include her in their stable of princesses. I kid you not.
Uh,
Um, and it's kind of odd if you think about it, because technically in the story, Leia is the one left alive right now.
yeah,
You know,
and
uh,
Leia's a side character. She's never been a
really and
star.
truly, well,
People don't want to say it, but it's true. I mean, the Star Wars
it's
movies don't revolve around her.
she's a side character. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I
Let's
mean
just be
that's a fact.
honest. She's a
She's
side
definitely a
character.
side character in these new ones.
Oh yeah, I'm
You
talking
know,
about even in the original trilogy. The original trilogy was about Luke,
yeah, yeah,
Luke and Vader, really.
yeah.
And we didn't know she was a Skywalker until Return of the Jedi, anyway. So
Who would turn Ray to the dark side? Snoke is dead.
Palpatine, what if she's a Palpatine? And
That
Palpatine's ghost turns her.
oh that's that's pretty cool. I mean, I think that's um I'm telling you, Harloff knows something. He swears up and down. He knows for a fact Palpatine's showing.
But that'd be cool if Ian McDermott shows up, though. I
Yeah.
mean,
Oh
it
yeah.
can't just be Palpatine without Ian McDermott.
Oh, definitely. It's got to be Ian McDermott. Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be.
And I think that would be totally, yeah. Oh, hey, along the lines of her dark side turn, he shows up, she turns to the dark side, strikes Finn down, and then all of a sudden, because they say one of the, Kylo's never fully went like dark. He's always had these like sort of like flashes to the light, according to the story.
Yeah,
Um, so he might just completely like flip back to the good side.
yeah, but there's a lot of rumors. In this movie, he's completely dark. he's embraced the darkness because he's ruling the First Order now. I'm still not going to say he's ruling the galaxy because the First Order just seems like a bunch of thugs right now.
Okay. So since you went there, I'll just talk about like this big time plot leak that I read.
Okay.
Towards the end of the movie, in the third act, Kylo actually turns back to the light and joins the Resistance. Okay.
That
And
wouldn't be a surprise to me.
And he's literally like, and evidently there's sort of like real skepticism from like Poe and Finn, obviously, but Rey's like, oh no, it's cool. He's, however they would set that up. But
Right.
then the emphasis would turn on Kylo trying to stop Hux and the Knights of Ren. Okay. And so evidently the Knights of Ren are going to may or may not end up working for Hux, because Hux is supposed to end up being like the big bad in this movie, actually. Yeah. Like
No.
there's three entities working here. You have the Resistance, then you have Kylo and his own whatever in his own head that he's got going on, whatever he thinks he's fighting for. And then you got Hux, who's plotting against Kylo behind the scenes. And then all that sort of blows up at the end of the story, at the end of the movie.
Oh, no.
Because evidently there is a scene where Kylo is flying the Falcon.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah. So, and God, I don't like that. I'm sorry.
No, me neither. That just doesn't sound good.
I think the Falcon should be Lando and Chewie's ship in this movie.
Yes.
Mary
Yes. Okay.
Jade said, Episode 9 is a huge cluster.
All right, guys. I really hate to cut this short, but I got to cut this show short.
It's all good, man.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of glad you went there, because I got a dog that just walked over here and he's looking at me like, I've got to go real bad, Dad.
Yeah.
I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah, sorry guys. I have to cut this
right.
short, so but don't worry, we'll go live. Most likely I'll go live on Sunday. Again, I like the Sunday live stream, so it's pretty good. And I like the Wednesdays also. So remember, Bad versus Evil now is going to be Wednesdays instead of Fridays. So just keep that in mind. So, but we'll continue to put out regular content and everything like that. Okay, guys, be safe, and we'll catch you next time.